Welcome back, gentlemen. Today, we're turning our focus to a heavyweight clash between two of the NBA's elite. The Boston Celtics, sitting at 26-9, travel to the Paycom Center to face the league-leading Oklahoma City Thunder, with their blistering 29-5 record. This one's got all the makings of a thriller. Now, let's cut through the noise. The Thunder are absolute monsters at home, boasting a 15-2 record in Oklahoma City. Their defense is the best in the league, holding opponents to just 103 points per game. And let's not forget Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the second leading scorer in the NBA, who's been unstoppable this season. The Celtics are no pushovers. Jason Tatum leads a potent offense, and Boston is 13-3 on the road. But here's the deal, the Celtics have struggled against the spread away from home, sitting at 7-2, and their reliance on Tatum could be their Achilles heel if Jaylen Brown doesn't suit up. And today's AI pick is the Oklahoma City Thunder on the money line at -125. Trust the defense. Trust the streak. Let's cash it in. This is Game 1, on to Game 2.
Let me tell you something, boys. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the real deal this year. 29-4. Best record in the league, no contest. And now they're back home at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, where they're 17-1. That's not just a record, it's a statement. You don't come into Cleveland and walk away with anything but bruises. These guys are handling business like pros. Donovan Mitchell's out there leading the charge. 23 points a game, knocking down shots like it's target practice. Then you've got Darius Garland, a playmaker with 20 points and nearly 7 assists per game. And don't forget Evan Mobley, 34 points and 10 boards last game. This team's got depth, they've got defense, and they've got ice in their veins. Now, let's talk about the Hornets. 7-26. 9 straight losses. I mean, what are we doing here? They're the second worst team in the East, and it's showing. They're terrible on the road, 2-13. And the injuries, LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller are questionable. Without them, this team doesn't have a prayer. It's like bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Hornets are last in field goal percentage, shooting just over 42%. They're 29th in scoring, barely breaking 105 points a game. Meanwhile, the Cavs are second in the league in scoring, first in field goal percentage, and first in three-point shooting. You don't need to be a genius to see where this is going. Here's the deal. The Cavaliers have already beaten Charlotte twice this season. First at home by 14, then on the road by another 14. And guess what? They covered the spread both times. Cleveland's got the second best record ATS at home this year, and they win by an average of over 14 points per game. So what's the play? Today's AI pick is the Cleveland Cavaliers, -15.5. Lay the points. It's gonna be a beatdown, plain and simple. And while we're at it, we're going with the over 221.5. Cleveland's offense is firing on all cylinders, and Charlotte? They'll throw up enough junk points late to push this one over. Trust me on this, fellas. Cavs are too strong, too sharp, and way too good at home to let this one slip. You're looking at a big win for Cleveland. This is Game 2, on to Game 3.
The Orlando Magic have been quietly making waves in the Eastern Conference this season. At 21-15, they've established themselves as a tough team to beat, especially at home, where they've gone 13-4. Tonight, they host the struggling Utah Jazz, who sit at 8-25 and have had a rough time on the road with a 6-13 record. Orlando's defense is the backbone of their success. They rank second in defensive rating, allowing just 107 points per game. Goga Bitadze has been a standout, anchoring the paint with nearly 10 points, 8.5 rebounds, and over 1.5 blocks per game. At home, this team knows how to lock down opponents. Meanwhile, the Jazz are plagued by turnovers, leading the league with over 17 per game. Their defense has been a disaster, ranked dead last in defensive rating. And while Lauri Markkanen has been a bright spot with nearly 20 points per game, the Jazz's lack of depth and consistency makes them a tough team to trust, especially on the road. Let's cut to the chase. The Magic are one of the best teams ATS at home, covering 12 out of 17 games. They've also beaten up on teams they're supposed to beat, especially those struggling like Utah. And today's AI pick is the Orlando Magic, minus 6.5. Trust the defense, trust the home dominance, and let's cash this one in. This is Game 3 on to Game 4.
Ah, gentlemen, gather round. Tonight, we're heading to Houston, where the Rockets are set to light it up against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Rockets, 22-12, are the second seed in the West and ready to defend their home court at Toyota Center. The Lakers? A respectable 20-14, but let's not kid ourselves, they're walking into a tough matchup. Let's break this down. The Rockets are first in the league in rebounds and offensive boards, grabbing nearly 49 total and 14 offensive per game. That's dominance on the glass, my friends. And while they've had some hiccups, like a blowout loss to Boston, this is still a team with grit, especially at home, where they've gone 12-6. Now, the Lakers. Sure, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are playing well, with AD putting up 25 and 11 every night. But let's not ignore the fact that the Lakers have struggled on the road. 7-10 ATS when away from the bright lights of Los Angeles. Add in their middling three-point shooting and shaky defense, and the cracks start to show. And then there's the line, Rockets minus 4.5. Let me tell you, this is where the smart money is. Houston has covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 as favorites against Western Conference opponents after a loss. The Lakers, on the other hand, have failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 night games in Houston. It's a recipe for disaster for LA. So here it is, boys. Today's AI pick is the Houston Rockets, minus 4.5. Trust the rebounding dominance. Trust the home court. Trust the Rockets to handle business. This is Game 4. On to Game 5.
And now, my friends, we wrap up tonight's slate with a trip to San Francisco, where the Golden State Warriors host the Sacramento Kings at Chase Center. The Warriors come in at 18-16, sitting 8th in the Western Conference, while the Kings, at 16-19, are trying to claw their way back into playoff contention. Golden State has quietly won 3 of their last 4 games, and their home court has been a stronghold, accounting for 10 of their 18 wins. While they've had their ups and downs, the Warriors still boast elite ball movement and three-point shooting, ranking 4th in made threes and 6th in assists per game. The Kings, let's just say no team in the NBA has been worse at covering the spread this season. A dismal 12-21-2 ATS record shows their struggles to meet expectations. Their road performance isn't much better, with a subpar 6-8 ATS record. So, what's the play? With Golden State holding the home court edge and the Kings' consistency in question, the smart move is to pay the juice. And today's AI pick is the Golden State Warriors, on the money line at minus 145. Trust the experience, trust the home dominance, and let's secure the win. This concludes Game 5. Stick around as I'll recap all 5 picks at the end of this video.
Alright my friends, here's a quick recap of today's AI picks to get you ready for the action. Game 1, Boston Celtics vs. Oklahoma City Thunder. We're backing the Thunder to defend their home court with the money line at minus 125. Game 2, Charlotte Hornets vs. Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are rolling and we've got them covering the big number at minus 15.5. Game 3, Utah Jazz vs. Orlando Magic. Over to Orlando, where the Magic are poised to take care of business and cover the spread at minus 6.5. Game 4, Los Angeles Lakers vs. Houston Rockets. Down to Houston, where the Rockets will protect their home court and cover the spread at minus 4.5. Game 5, Sacramento Kings vs. Golden State Warriors. And finally, we're taking the Warriors on the money line at minus 145 as they battle the Kings in San Francisco. There you have 8 picks locked in and ready to roll. Best of luck, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next video.